designed not only to train unemployed Nigerians, but also to provide them with the equipment needed to become self-reliant and employers of labor. The Niger State government has imposed curfew on some communities in Rafi local government area following renewed communal clashes that have claimed lives and destroyed properties. Governor Umaru Bago announced the measure during a visit to communities affected by the clash between the Kamoku and Fulani in Tasha Bako. The government directed security agencies to deploy all available security assets to the affected communities as part of effort to restore peace and prevent a further breakdown of law and order. The presidential candidate of the African Action Congress AAC, Omowole Sowore, has opened his defense in the alleged cybercrime charges filed against him by the federal government. Sowore called human rights activist and lawyer Deji Adeyanju as his first defense witness. Ubong Usoro reports.
The federal government, through the Department of State Services, DSS, instituted the case against Omowole Sowore, accusing him of alleged cyber stalking over social media posts in which he referred to President Bola Tinubu as a criminal. At the commencement of the defense, the prosecuting counsel, Akinlolu Kehinde, objected to the appearance of Deji Adeyanju as witness, arguing that he was counsel on record for Sowore and was therefore not competent to testify. Responding, Sowore's counsel, Olumide Fusika, described the objection as baseless, explaining that the law permits a lawyer who is expected to testify in a matter to withdraw as counsel on record before giving evidence. He also told the court that Adeyanju had already stepped down from the case.
Where we have with our lead lawyer is that really wants to for the lawyers that have appointed because they wanted to remain completely a legal issue because there's a new legal team. And as we are aware, the defense started today. And we expect to see this an open court for journalists to go in there and cover the case as it is progressing.
After hearing submission from both parties, the court overruled the prosecution's objection and held that Adeyanju was competent to testify, allowing him to proceed as the first defense witness. The ruling marks the commencement of the defense phase of the trial, following the close of prosecution's case.
Today, that even the prosecutor, who is the senior advocate of Nigeria, said that he's waiting for me to convince him so that he can vote for me in the election. That's progress made today. We are close to winning an additional vote.
The alleged cybercrime charges against Sowore have attracted significant public attention, with rights groups and civil society organizations closely monitoring the proceedings because of their implication for freedom of expression, press freedom, and the administration of justice. The case was adjourned for continuation of the defense. Ubong Usoro, Global TV News.
You're watching the live broadcast of News Cycle. News Cycle continues after this weather forecast, plus business, foreign, and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us.
Welcome. We expect a calm and stable start to Wednesday with conditions quite similar to what we experienced Tuesday morning, as morning weather activities are expected in the coastal cities of Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa Rivers, Imo, Abia, Taraba, and Adamawa states, where morning rains and thunderstorms are expected respectively. Progressing into the day, isolated thunderstorms are anticipated in the northeast and north central, while the northwest will see patches of clouds with intervals of sunshine. To the southern region of the country, light to moderate rains are expected. Stay with us for the temperature forecast. I am Theodora Itzum. Thank you for watching.
Welcome back from that break, and now let's take you to the world of business, where the Director General National Pension Commission, Omolola Oloworaran, stated this while addressing journalists after the third meeting of the Pension Industry Leadership Council in Abuja. Kikelomo Okere has the details.
The National Pension Commission says it is implementing new measures to strengthen Nigeria's pension industry and improve retirement security for contributors. Briefing journalists after the third meeting of the Pension Industry Leadership Council in Abuja, Director General of PENCOM, Omolola Oloworaran, says the Commission will hold the country's first National Pension Week to boost pension awareness and literacy nationwide.
The key objectives we want to achieve is improving retirement outcome for retirees. So on that note, we spoke about the concept of cohort-based liability-driven investment framework for the pension industry. It looks like we're getting a little bit more sophisticated. But we are working for ordinary Nigerians, and we continue to look at all initiatives, both locally and globally, that can help us to achieve our goals in terms of ensuring that we are putting more monies in the hands of ordinary Nigerians, and that when people retire, they can retire with peace of mind.
The Director General further says the Commission is advancing plans for Pension Industry Infrastructure Fund to support national development while deepening the industry participation in capital markets. She added that the Commission will sustain compliance enforcement to ensure employers remit pension contributions promptly while intensifying efforts to bring more Nigerians in the informal sector into the personal pension plans through partnership with Market Women, Transport Union and other associations.
Part of what was also considered is our engagement with capital market operators. We did consider initiatives aimed at strengthening the industry's participation in capital markets. I think things we also deliberated on. I know at the last meeting I may have touched on the Infrastructure Consortium Initiative, the Pension Industry Infrastructure Fund. So that is now in advanced stages for implementation. We have the framework ready. That was deliberated upon. And
the PENCOM board says the resolution of the Pension Industry Leadership Council will accelerate ongoing reforms aimed at strengthening the pension system and guaranteeing better retirement outcomes for Nigerians. Kikelomo Okere, Global TV News.
The Nigerian Customs Service is projecting an ambitious 11.074 trillion naira revenue target for the 2026 fiscal year after surpassing its 2025 collection goal despite widespread fiscal concession, duty waivers and tax suspensions. Presenting Services 2026 budget proposal before the House of Representatives Committee on Customs and Excise, Controller General of Customs Bashir Adeniyi disclosed that the service generated 7.277 trillion naira in 2025, exceeding its approved target of 6.584 trillion naira. National Assembly correspondent Taniete Patrick reports.
Adeniyi attributed the performance to improved revenue administration despite imports worth more than 34.5 trillion naira attracting waivers and exemptions, while only 4 of the 11 excisable products under the common external tariff remained under excise control.
There are some major highlights which I would like to draw the attention of the Honorable Committee to. The first is the personnel costs. We have a nominal roll of 15,669 personnel, and hopefully before the end of the year, we are expecting 3,927 to join us. So the expected estimated cost for personnel, as stated, will be 421.7 billion.
Chairman of the House Committee on Customs and Excise, Leke Abejide, said the budget defense was in line with the National Assembly's constitutional duty under sections 88 and 89 of the 1999 Constitution to scrutinize government spending before approving the proposal.
It's just a day to do what the Constitution of Nigeria asks us to do in section 88 and 89 of 1999 Constitution of Nigeria as amended, which is to scrutinize your budget proposal. Then our members here already have copies. We will go through it as you lead us first by giving us the executive summary.
The customs boss also disclosed that the implementation of a new excise tariff regime and the planned reintroduction of a green tax are expected to strengthen revenue generation, even as governments reduce import levies on both used and new vehicles to ease the cost burden on Nigerians. Lawmakers, however, sought explanations over differences between approved 2025 expenditure and actual receipts, with Adeniyi attributing the variance to the transition to the statutory 4% free on-board funding framework under the Nigeria Customs Service Act.
The services approved expenditure budget for the 2025 budget year was 1.132 trillion, of which 81.65 billion or 71.67% was in the actual receipts as the total inflows for the period under review.
The House Committee says it will continue its constitutional oversight of the proposal to ensure transparency, accountability, and improved revenue performance before recommending approval of the 2026 customs budget. From the National Assembly, Aniete Patrick, Global TV News.
And now on the foreign scene, the European Union has deployed 4 waterbombing aircraft to support efforts to contain a major wildfire raging in South France as authorities intensify emergency response operations. Kabir Hassan reports.
The European Commission said the aircraft dispatched from Cyprus and Sweden will assist French firefighters battling the blaze near Perpignan. The deployment comes as the EU step up support for member states facing increasingly severe wildlife linked to extreme weather conditions.
To help France, we have mobilized 4 planes from our rescEU fleet. They are right now moving from Sweden and Cyprus, and they will be still today in France, operating tomorrow in the area close to Perpignan.
The EU officials said the aircraft will begin operations in affected areas as firefighters continue effort to bring the wildlife under control and prevent further destructions. Kabir Hassan, Global TV News.
And now in sport. The Confederation of African Football has confirmed the list of clubs that will compete in the qualifying round of the 2026-27 CAF Champions League, with Nigeria to be represented by Enugu Rangers and River United. According to the list posted on its website, CAF disclosed that 24 clubs from 12 countries will enter the competition with 2 representatives each. Nigeria's representative Enugu Rangers and Rivers United will begin in the campaign in the preliminary rounds alongside the other clubs from the 2 slot nations. And that's it on News Cycle. Here is a quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365, Star Times channel 276, and Free TV. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. I am Ramsey Enoch Agbo. Thank you for watching.